now we're gonna fight.
Yeah.
I gave you the very important sci-fi film Planet of the Apes,
Hmm.
um, because it's like the birth of a giant genre of mega sci-fi blockbuster things that have endured the test of time. This series is in one fashion still going today. We've got a Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes coming out in a few months,
Hmm.
but you didn't like it.
But before I go too much further, I will I 100% agree that it is an important movie. I understand why it's important. I think that if I had seen it in 1968, it would be mind blowing. I understand like why it's influential, and I get all like those sort of things. I just kind of thought it was boring. I thought a lot of it dragged on really long, like all those hearings and everything was just like, man, this is all so boring. Like I was like, just get to the fireworks factory, like that was how I felt like through most of it. I'm so sorry.
But it's not an Itchy and Scratchy cartoon.
I know.
It's Planet of the Apes. So I watched this 2 years ago. I didn't rewatch it for this because I remember it really well. I watched it at some point during COVID. I'd never seen it before. I thought it was going to be schlocky and kind of hard to take because the ape costumes, the mouths don't move very much. So I thought that was going to be really distracting. But I was really taken by the fact that the movie is a courtroom drama. I was really into that. So the thing that you found boring, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe
Yeah.
this is a legal thriller. This is crazy. You also mentioned when you were texting me about it last night that Charlton Heston being happy that his female colleague died in the beginning of the movie because she couldn't handle. I was like, yeah, man, it's a sci-fi movie from the 60s, of course.
Oh my gosh, like it was so and yeah, like I'm not suggesting we cancel Planet of the Apes, but it's just like it's so jarring sometimes, like when you're not expecting that, and it's the weirdest thing too because he's speaking it to another woman, who he's trying to get with, and he's telling her about how basically he and his friends were going to gang assault this poor colleague of theirs, and he's just like looking on, like wistfully, off into the distance about it. It's so weird. I had such a weird reaction to it. I did not like you watch an old Bonds movie, like, oh yeah, this is coming, and I'm just kind of ready for it. This was just like, yeah, it threw me for a loop.
I think you can assume that if Sean Connery would have said it in a movie, Charlton Heston would have said it in the movie.
Absolutely, I think that's fair. I know this now. I won't be
What
surprised.
I find so interesting about Charlton Heston is he used to be a big civil rights activist and then
Mhm.
switched and became the biggest Republican
Ever.